What is going on? And welcome to Barley Buds, a podcast where we taste, discuss, analyze, and rate beer, as well as whatever else pops into our twisted heads. This is part 3 of our 5-part mini-series where each Barley Bud sticks with a chosen style. So without further ado, let's get this party started.
Boom. All right. Well, I'll start us off here with my flavor of the week. Delicious, refreshing wheat beers. Tonight, I'll be drinking a Paulaner Hefeweizen. This is a pretty old brewer here. 1634 on the bottle. One of the originals. Classic, delicious, and very pretty to look at. I have the appropriate glassware tonight, just to make sure that all goes to form. Perfect color, lovely suspended yeast. Can't even see through there. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. And we go in for the kill shot. It's like butter in my mouth. I love these beers. The wheat beers got a little citrusy notes to it. It's got the yeast. You can taste the yeast. Mine are chilled, a little too cold. I think I got a little behind the 8 ball here, so I threw them in the freezer and forgot about them for a second. So I'm a little too cold, but otherwise this is just delicious. I know it's the tail end of summer, but that still goes down like 4th of July weekend. I'm going to give that an easy 4.25.
Wow.
Easy 4.25. That is a beer that I could anytime, any day. You know, I know that the German beers are the seasonally appropriate Oktoberfest beers, but I love this beer. This beer is delicious, and somehow since 1634, they've made a consistently delicious product. So they're good at what they do, and it shows in their amazing beers. Paulaner wheat beer. Love the Hefeweizen. All right, Jim, what do you got tonight?
All right, so I think I have the longest beer name, at least tonight, if not ever. So Defo had a fun time writing this down. So it's 1-800 double extra extra fruity biggie juicy. It's from Hoof Hearted out of Ohio, brewed through 12%. You can definitely pick this up in the local package stores around us, and I'm sure out by there. I still have triple IPAs, so I got the big boys of the night. This is brewed with cashmere, citra, mosaic, and a bunch of other hops I can't really pronounce. I've had this before. Great color. It definitely lives up to his name. It is very, very juicy. No heavy afterbite. It definitely does not drink like a triple. These be very dangerous sneaking up on you. This is a 10%er. And it says, like most of their beers, it says drink at 46 degrees. It's probably around that right now. Delicious, smooth. And I know T-Rex, you've had this before. I checked Untapped, but I'm definitely have got to give this a 4 or 5.
Wow.
It's a delicious beer. Not dank, not harsh, nothing. And being 10%, this will definitely knock you on your ass.
You were 4.25 last time.
Yeah.
Can I make a request? By the end of the episode, can you save a sip? Let that get a little bit warmer, because I remember the key bump that said drink it at 46, and when it got warm, it was the most disgusting thing ever.
I absolutely agree with you.
Why
I will
would
say
you intentionally do that?
Huh?
Re-rate it. I want a new rating and
I'll
average at the end.
All right. So T-Rex, follow us up with that. I think you're on doubles, right?
I am still on doubles. Roland, what did I give? I don't think I was that impressed with that one.
You actually gave it a 4.5 as well.
Wow, I take it back.
You did it. So you gave it back in May, you gave it a 4.5. And then recently, well, not recently, in June, it did go down. It went to a 4.25.
Okay. All right. For me tonight, I am going with one of the double IPAs that got it all started for me. G-Bot out of New England Brewery, formerly known as Gandhi-Bot.
The legend.
This is when I found out that you could get beers in growlers. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought that was the coolest fucking idea ever. I got that, and I got a couple other ones from them, and that's why I'm hooked on New England. So I know that I love this beer. Got the glass to match.
That's nice.
G-Bot.
It's just so good. It's hoppy. It is very hoppy, but it leaves your mouth just wanting more. As soon as you take that sip, you're like, damn, I need another sip. And then if you bought a growler of it, before you know it, you just drank 6 of them. And at 8.5, unless you're rolling, you're fucked up.
I like that color too. It's a nice looking beer
It's
for
not.
everyone.
It's
Well,
not.
it's shockingly similar.
Yeah, not super not really hazy at all. It's just a darker.
It's got a little darker than Roland's.
Yeah, but it's
And
not that juice that everyone's making nowadays.
It's not nearly.
Oh,
as
it
good.
is not.
Yeah, it definitely looks good.
Now I know that I've given this beer many a 5. I have given it so many 5s, but I've also had a lot more beer. I don't think I've bought this the last quite a few times that they've made it. I'm gonna go down to a 4.75 tonight. It's
Wow.
still great, but
Let's just temper that.
Wow.
5.
no, I don't, because nowadays for me to give it a 5, like I don't know, maybe it's because I've had it so many times, but I gotta be blown away every sip. It just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like it doesn't give me that level. I still love this beer, but I mean 4.75. We'll never see that from Roland.
No, God no. Never.
That is well. Man, I think
I'm
that was
just
actually
happy
the
Roland's
first.
in the force tonight.
I'm about as high as I'll ever get with these. With the last 2. Well, this is episode 3, right, of our 5-parter. So the last 2 beers are gonna be. This really doesn't get any better than those beers. That's as good as it gets.
Man, that was the first double I think I've ever had as well. But that was way back before I didn't even like IPAs. I hated IPAs, and I was not a big fan. But
Completely agree. I walked into the brewery. I didn't know anything about it. Somebody told me you just have to get a growler and pick a beer. And I was like, oh, man. I walked in. They knew that I had no idea what I was doing. The guy literally spent 20 minutes with me, gave me all these samples. I walked out of there like a kid that just won the golden ticket from Willy Wonka.
So
All
I
right.
got to-
Wow.
I got to tell you real quick though, when I had this didn't come across as bad. The guy in my neighborhood owned a package store, and he was Indian, and I don't know his religion, so someone just called me an asshole about it. But he wasn't allowed to have that in his home because it was a bad description of Gandhi, like the can or whatever. It was like it was like not a nice depiction of Gandhi. So it sat literally in his driveway. He would have cases of beer in his garage ready to store his packy, but Gandhi-Bot was in cases in his driveway, so it didn't go in his home. So I don't know if that parlayed into why I didn't like it. Like it got just skunked or something. I don't know, but
From what the guy at the brewery told me, and I don't know how 100% true this was, but they said that they actually got permission from the family to name the beer Gandhi-Bot. But then, I don't know, the woke culture, whatever the hell it is, they didn't like it, so that's it.
it
Cancel it now.
was very interesting.
But now if you look, they got him in scrap metal on the bottom of the can.
Yeah, I'm looking
It
at
says,
this.
we can rebuild him. We have the power. Yeah, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Yeah.
They made something good out of it. All right, Mikey, what are you bringing to the table?
All right. So I have lagers, and Greek did some research, and I had this cool little tidbit of knowledge I was going to tell everyone that I'm going to save for next week. And instead, I'm going to refer to my Greek notes here. But apparently lagers have been around since around the 15th century, which is extremely old. And I found that very interesting from
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Bavaria. Yeah. And basically lagers were found by mistake, essentially, of finding the cold tolerant, slower growing yeast that was then put into the beers that like the monks and stuff would brew, and it created a lager. And long story short, apparently we can, on this indigenous day, the first ever, we can all agree Columbus is who he is and not really a nice person. But you know what? If not for him, we might not have had lagers. That's essentially what I got out of it, because his
Worth it.
Columbian exchange is what brought this yeast over to Europe to start the process of expanding lagers. So in that, I salute you, Mr. Columbus, because I am a lager fan and I'm now your fan, no matter
Thank
what
you,
else
Columbo.
is in history, my friend. And with that, I have the Von Trapp Dunkel Dark Lager. It's the third lager I'm doing. So I went amber, I went light, which is a Pilsner. Now I'm doing the dark, and we'll see.
Are you aware of the Von Trapp family, Mike? Do you know who that is?
I mean, no.
Weren't they in
He's seen a
the
bunch of
the family.
songs and-
The Sound of Music, the movie, after the Von Trapp, that exact family.
Oh,
Oh shit.
They got a Newport mansion.
I think they moved to Vermont.
Yeah, they're not in Newport Mansion's still there. I don't think they're in it. I mean,
Their bodies.
I think the family is in
they
Vermont.
might have
but
some
yeah,
family buried on the
the
property.
descendants of the Sound of Music families. Von Trapp's owned the brewery.
wow.
Mike's had a lot of history today.
I mean,
I almost felt
he spoon fed me this one. So all I had to do was write it down and read it, partially memorize it. But yeah, honestly, I learned a little bit too. And liking lagers, I found it very interesting learning all of those little tidbits of information. And there's definitely more. I shortened it up a lot. So read into it if you're interested. This is the dark lager I found. This is my sixth one. I bought a 6-pack about a week ago, and I was going to save them all for tonight. And then I slowly started drinking them and saved one for tonight. And I will tell you, I'm glad I did, because the first dark I had, lager, I had 2 in the cooler for the campfire, and I couldn't even drink the second one. Did not like it, barely finished it. It was terrible. But as I've got through the 5 of them, I'm finding not as bad. It's not my style, not going to be a high score, but it's not terrible. So
How far off of it is it from like a regular lager?
So I get more of a light porter feel. It's that hit of the back of the throat, like there's good porters that are borderline like stouty, but the lighter porters just don't do it for me at all. I can't even drink those, and that's the feel I get with this dark lager. So hitting the back of the throat, a lot of phlegm build up after a sip, and makes you just want to swallow, just kind of sits there. So not really what I'm into. With that, this is probably for me, like, and I'm a lager fan, this is probably like a 2.5. Just,
Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm not, I like to give a higher score, and this is something that I will never buy again, unfortunately.
Comparable to your Big Sandy Beaches rating.
Yeah. I mean, I got to go 2.5 because it is a dark, and I am inclined to try another dark lager to see, because I do like lagers. But for this one, it's a 2.5 for me, and that's about as high as I can go. So, that's all I got for everyone tonight, and I'm gonna pass it over to Greeky over there.
Thank you, Defo. Glad you gave us all a history lesson. It was a lot nicer listening to you read it than me reading it.
Thanks for the research.
Anytime. So this
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. And we can cut this part of the show right out. Should we just skip right over Greek, or?
I mean, we can, but I would just like to practice so I can get my repetitions in for next week.
For when you go to better beer, real beer.
Exactly.
All right, for your mimosa.
This week we have a fruit machine from Decadent Ales out of New York, brewed by our lovely 12%. It is a Goza styled sour. We have blueberry, blackberry, and cherry, 6.1% alcohol.
Roland's just leaving.
That's great. Now I can feel confident and not have the heckling. No peanut gallery.
Sounds
Poured it-
delicious, Greek.
Poured it earlier. Had a little bit of head, but it quickly settled. Smells just like a fruit juice, so Roland would love that.
That looks so good, though.
It's very light. It's got light medium, good carbonation still. Very fruity. Yeah, I'm getting, I think, more grape, mostly grape out of this. Very tart, but not like a regular Goza style tart. It's heavily fruited.
So you're like
Dare I say
drinking.
too fruited.
So it's like a grape fruited tart.
Yeah,
So like drinking wine.
exactly.
Or is it like the non-alcoholic grape wine?
Ah,
That's what they would always give me on New Year's when I was a kid. Hated it. Wanted the real stuff.
I feel like Greek's just gonna prolong this and give his score right when Roland comes back.
This is real, Mikey. I'll tell you, this is the real stuff right here.
Well, I'll say Greek had a 5.0 in this miniseries. So can
would
we
you say
get
it's
I don't
6.5?
think this isn't quite there. What's that?
Would you say ABVs are 6.5?
6.1.
6.1.
It's good, but I want just a little bit more sour, a little bit more tang. I'm missing it. I'm not getting it. So for that, I'm gonna have to go 4.25.
Wow, wasn't expecting that.
But it's juicy. It's fruit juice.
I had that one a couple days ago, and after the freaking watercolors or whatever that one was that you had last week,
Oh God, yeah.
literally like they're almost all falling short now. Like that beer was still very good, but compared to that watercolors, I was like, it's
Exactly.
missing something. Maybe it's the marshmallow.
No, I know. The marshmallow is what pulls it all together. But yeah, I mean, I don't even want, like I was saying to Scott earlier, I am not interested in blenders anymore at this point.
I just drank one before this, and literally halfway through, I was like, "Oh God, I don't even want to finish it."
I was let down by that the last order when I jumped in there with you.
Yeah,
The-
I felt bad.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the apricot one was like not good at all in my opinion, but the other one, the red one was good, but it wasn't worth
That money.
the price for a
Yeah.
blender.
Yeah. I feel like maybe they're just pumping out too much blender now, so it's not as good as it used to be, but
I
Roland,
remember a time that it
Yeah.
was good.
4.25. Look
Get
at
out
that. It's a good beer right there.
Pour it in the toilet right now. Go.
Should I just pour it on my computer? Just go.
Just pour it on the computer. That solves two problems. Number one, it gets rid of the beer. And number two, I don't have to see it anymore.
All right, let's go over to Manny. Let's see what he's got for us.
All right. So I have this 35K from Against the Grain out of I believe it's Louisville. Yep, Louisville, Kentucky. It is it's a stout at 7%. It says a drink at 48 degrees. Honestly, I don't really know what that's like. If I'm even close to that, I don't know. But man, this is good. So when I first popped the can, it was pretty cold. I didn't get as many flavors. I got a little chocolate right off the front, a little coffee on the back. But as it's warmed up, I'm getting a ton of flavors. So maybe I'm at that 48 to talk about. I don't know, because I'm getting a lot of flavors.
Go get your
Very
thermometer.
smooth. What's that?
Go get your thermometer. Dip it in.
I probably should, because I'm about halfway through. I popped it obviously at the beginning of the show. So however long that took, it is at a very good temperature right now. Right off the front, definitely some chocolate mixed with vanilla. Kind of in the middle, I get licorice and actually some pecan, which sounds like a weird combination, but it's working. And then on the back, I get coffee with like you can definitely taste the milk sugars. It's probably a milk stout. Definitely tastes like there's some lactose in there. But I mean, there's just a smooth like chocolate vanilla into this like pecan-y, maybe a hint of licorice, and then coffee and like this milk on the back, and it's It's working. This is delicious. I think I'm at that. Got to be at that optimum temperature because it's just flowing smoothly. I will go a 4.5 on this one.
Bold.
4.5. Loving it. Against the is Against the Grain the brewery that did Brown Note?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great
That was a
can.
great can. I bought that one just because of the can.
Exactly.
That was the one I felt like I liked that beer, and then someone goes, "Oh, it kind of tastes like a fancy Newcastle." And I was like, "Oh, well, you're gonna fucking ruin that for me."
That's actually a good description of Brown Note.
Yeah, because
It's
I was like, "Oh, I
better
just
Newcastle.
paid triple the amount of a fucking Newcastle, so
It is better in Newcastle, but honestly, it's not worth the money over it.
it is better."
Yeah,
And I saved my body just for that can.
it was a great can. Yeah, if any of you haven't had Brown Note, get it just for the can. It's great. All right, the guy, what do you got for us tonight?
All right, guys, what's going on?
Nice shirt.
Up, buddy.
Ran
Really
in,
nice shirt.
changed. Here I am. All right, so I have some Focal Banger from Alchemist.
Yes.
It was actually purchased in Vermont a week before they released that they were now distributing in Connecticut. So hopefully it's a little fresher than the ones in Connecticut.
I don't know. I just saw a pallet of that shit at Total Wine.
Oh, hopefully it makes it down. It's the way down here.
Or not Total Wine. What's the place in Milford? Is that Total Wine?
That's
Total Wine.
yeah, Total Wine.
All right, so it says right on the can, right on top, drink from the can. So guess I can't pour it in a glass.
It's America. You do whatever you want.
Roland drinks Bud Lights.
Exactly. I drink them from the can too.
But does it tell you to?
No, I just don't feel like I need to dirty glassware with a Bud Light.
All right, so I have had this one before. It's probably one of my favorite from Alchemist. Last time I had it, I gave it a 4.5. 7% American IPA. So I don't think it's as cloudy as normal New England IPAs. I think
It looks
I
pretty
think I'm gonna
clear.
stick with a 4.5. Stay right on. It's haven't had it in a while, and it's pretty much just exactly like I remembered.
Great beer.
Nice.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Rod. When I go to Alchemist, I prefer Focal Banger over Heady Topper,
Yep.
especially for the IPA category.
That was going to be my question if Heady Topper was higher for you or not. Because I agree with you, Jim. I like Focal better.
So they're like I was because Taylor brought me home a 4-pack of each, and I had a Heady Topper over the weekend, and it's a double IPA, so it's a little bit stronger, where this one is much smoother. So I mean, I guess it's what the taste you're going after, but this one's definitely much easy drinker, and so that's why I'm going with this one.
That was the first one that really, that's the first IPA that I think I ever actually enjoyed. Like, I don't think I went to New England, same as Matt, didn't know anything, drank a couple beers, didn't really like them. But I don't know, one ski season. Up in Vermont, we probably went right to the bar right next door to wherever they make that shit. And, they were $4 a can all night long here you go. And it was like my first, I was like, oh, this is delightful. I could drink Heady Toppers and Focal Bangers all night before I knew they were like 8%.
That ended well.
I skied the next day. I don't remember.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I like Not that Heady Topper is a bad beer, but I'm definitely for the easy drinking, lighter IPA. This is one of my top choices.
I think it's a really great one, and I think in the beginning, I just thought it was just hyped up. I'm like, it's just a bunch of hype for some nonsense up there, but it really, really probably was my only IPA. It was the first IPA that I drank, and I was like, that's a good beer.
At least I will say for around our area, I'll say Heady Topper, and then Matt's G-Bot, or like the two like first IPAs. At least for me around here. And if you drink IPAs, you drink one of those two.
Yeah, Sip of Sunshine was another one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sip of Sunshine was another one. But again, that neither one of those you could get in Connecticut. Like there was never distribution until literally today is the first time I've ever seen Focal Banger or Heady in a store. And Sip of Sunshine, like 3 summers ago, again, they would get 1 4-pack or 2 4-packs, and somebody would be there standing there while they're unloading it from the truck and it'd be gone. Like
I think Matt's going what I'm thinking here. Go ahead.
So Sip of Sunshine ended up getting a contract with Two Roads in Stratford. So that's when that started getting sold here. But then also I went to package store and I got G-Bot, and they had Captain's Daughter as well, which was another one, which that one kind of plummeted for me. I found a lot of their other beers that I like, but I've tried that one in the past like 2 years. And I'm like, wow, this just burns my throat. Like, what is happening?
A lot of high ratings today.
It was a very high week. A lot of 4.25, 4.5, 4.75 as the high. Matt with G-Bot right here in New England. And we say it all the time, we got to branch out with our beers. But every time we do this, we come back to the same places having the highest ratings for us. So it's another week of that.
I get it. Northeast beer is very good.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna get some beers, but I'm going double IPAs. I'm gonna probably stick to at least New England.
Yeah.
And I guess knowing it was your first your first craft beer, I mean, you have to give it a high score. And
This and Maine Lunch were the first ones. Like, I love this, and then I didn't know Maine Lunch was such a big deal. I was at the package store, and the guy goes, "Oh, here, try this." Okay, sure. Took a sip. I'm like, this is fucking phenomenal. Like, these beers are so good.
I tried to get that one. Literally, I was having lunch the other day at the restaurant. They didn't have it. It was on the menu.
I had that like maybe 3 weeks ago at a restaurant down here. Very good.
Haven't had it yet.
Low beer. I got the low beer. Dunkel dark lager. 2.5.
2.5. That's pretty low.
I haven't had that one, Mike. I've had 2 Von Traps, and I didn't like either of them.
It's pretty terrible.
I can only imagine that Dunkel is also.
They still gave it a 2.5.
Yeah, like that's still
Rollins score.
Yeah, like that's still a 50%. Like it's not like a failure would be like a 1. Right? Like
But it wasn't a failure. I said that. The first one I drank would have been like a 1. But I said as I drank the 5 of them, it slowly got a little bit better. So 2.5, right in the middle.
All right. I got a question for everyone.
Me too.
Is there a beer out there that you've ever had in your life that you legit would put into 1s?
What was that?
What was the beach beer that you had down there? I didn't have
I think I might have been like a 2-ish. Is there a beer? I don't remember. Mike might have the notes, but has anyone ever had a beer that you honestly put into 1s or lower?
Yeah, it's called Le Fin du Monde. It's a fucking sour.
I think isn't that one pretty expensive too?
Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive.
I only
bought it because it was the
Hold
most.
on. I like that beer, Ron.
That's because you're a French prick.
That's not like that raspberry one or some shit, is it?
There's a couple different versions of it, I think, but like, I was all right. So I was in a Beer of the World club back before I knew what beer was, and you had to drink like 185 beers. And this bar, before I knew what I was drinking, this bar had like 200 different beers before I probably 10 years ago, before like craft beer was a thing.
Yeah.
So, they had was these like bigger beers, but they were all international. And one of the beers was this Le Fin du Monde, which I was like, this has got to be the worst beer I've ever put. This has got to be the worst thing. Beer. I hate to catch myself saying that it's a beer, but it's just this thing is terrible. I'm like, why are we drinking this? Like, this is like sour wine. This is like wine that I left in my freaking basement that went bad, and now it's vinegar, and I'm gonna put it in with my pasta. And I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if I ever had it. I know I've seen the bottle, but I can't remember if I ever had it.
So I'm not trying to brag here. I have
Oh, boy.
1,000 unique check-ins on Untapped. I've only given 4 beers under a 1.
What are they?
Figgy Pudding
The fuck is that?
by Decadent Ale. It was a
By
it was a
Decadent.
it was a barley wine. I almost feel like I shouldn't put these guys on blast, but I'm actually looking and they all have like upper 3 scores. I don't know if I just got a bad
Hey,
one.
if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah. Up High
who?
by Terrapin Brewing Company.
I'm
Which is funny because I have their glass. Actually, I may have fucking drank from that glass. We talked about this. We did. And Rad by 6 Point.
oh,
And Bud Light.
Bud Light, yeah.
Listen,
Wow.
Bud Light is a
It's
delicious.
funny. I have Paps over Bud Light.
Thank you. Yes. PBRs all day.
I would agree with that.
The beer.
Listen,
Oh.
they're the same in my book, but one is quite a bit cheaper. So.
You know what? I would love to see Roland do a blind taste test with Coors Light, Bud Light, Pabst, all 9, and see if he can actually pick out the difference.
The only one I would be able to pick out would be Coors Light.
Yeah, Coors is definitely.
Coors
distinct.
is terrible.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Other
Oh,
than that,
man.
I don't even think it's terrible.
Oh, I hate it.
Of course not. He thinks it's delicious.
I
It's top of
just
the
think
line.
it's
4.75 for Roland.
I mean, listen, Coors Light is still. Listen, if I'm putting my hand in the cooler and I come out with a Le Fin du Monde and a Coors Light, I'm probably drinking the fucking Coors Light.
Roland, I might be with you on that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know if I ever had that one, but some of them get too strong and it just doesn't
Yeah.
work.
But that was the one. That was the one that like I had to. Yeah, Jimmy, there you go. Now, what's the temperature?
Yeah.
Great.
Some of you may appreciate this. One of my beers I gave a 1.75 was Duvig Cream Ale.
Oh. Yeah.
Good.
So Finn Dumont,
Yeah,
I've
good.
given that a 2 check-ins out of
So good.
4.5.
Oh, man.
Oh, let me see if I actually checked it in.
It's a Belgian triple. What the fuck is there not to like about that? 9%.
Has anyone ever had the Wachusett Blueberry Ale?
Yes.
I give
Oh,
that
we
a
drank that
1.25.
all
Yeah, I
the
give that a-
time. Matt, we
I don't
drank that
see-
for a whole year at the Haunted Shootout.
Oh, I give that a 1.25. That's awful.
That's not even that bad. See, I don't think that's that bad.
Oh,
I had
I loved it
Wachusett-
up there.
Oh,
But down here, I was at the Packy the other day with Piper, and she picked that off the shelf. She's like, "Dad, get this one." I'm like, "No, I drank way too much of that in Massachusetts, like
God.
8 years ago. Nope, can't do it again."
Bud Light Orange. Oh, that was
That's
bad.
good. That's good.
I give that a 1.
Also, but right
The
at one,
worst-
right at one, I have those 2 that I talked about last week with the strawberry banana
Mm.
kiwi or whatever it was that Decadent put out, and then counterweights Rawaka Sock'em Robots.
Oh, that one was terrible too.
I split 4 packs of both those, and I couldn't finish either one. I was like, well, that was a
Oh.
waste of $20.
Yeah,
Man.
I had one of those at Mike and Jed's, the Rock'em Sock'em, and I was like, wow.
Has anybody had or found the Yingling Hershey's Porter? I'm not gonna lie. If somebody finds it, save me one because I want to try it.
I haven't
I'm
even
going
heard of
to
it.
New Jersey next weekend to go move some shit from my parents' house, and I guarantee you, it's in one of the. I guarantee you, I can get it there.
Let me know. I gotta try it. I don't know how it's gonna be, but
I'm
Yingling
into that
Hershey.
as well. I've seen
Is
a
it
lot of.
stout?
It's a porter, but
porter,
I've seen a lot of posts of people putting that next to the screwball and saying it was delicious with the screwball.
it tastes like a Reese's.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
I mean,
How
nothing,
could that be bad?
nothing goes wrong with Screwball. So
Screwball, is that the peanut butter whiskey?
peanut butter whiskey. Yeah,
Yep.
that's dangerous.
Yeah, I got inebriated pretty good a couple nights ago on that.
Yeah, we were
Friday
drinking
night.
last night. That's why I'm ready for bed.
Well, with that, we should wrap it up then, gentlemen.
That's it.
High Beer, T-Rex, 475 for G-Bot. I'm low with Dunkel, Dark Lager, 2.5. Cheers, everyone. Jim, take us home.
This is one small sip for man, one giant pint for mankind. Drink when you're thirsty.
Even if you're not.
Oh,
And if you're not.
Jim, how was that last sip at 48 degrees or 49 degrees?
It's honestly still good. Definitely better than the Key Bump. Key Bump has a better first taste. That is still one of my favorite beers. But this one, even at the end, I mean, I'm next to a fire right here too, so it's heating up as well. But it's still good.
Throw it back. Don't make a face when you swallow.
Yeah. All right, baby. Hit the like, hit the share button, tell all your friends, and just love us.
He's holding back that grimace right now. Look at he's got that taste in his mouth.
Watching, I'm trying to step up my background game. Defo stepped up a little. I mean, Matt's been killing it. Manny's been killing it with the guitars. Roland, I don't know, buddy.
Roland's our tech guy, all right? You can't,
I'm
be,
just
you can't have 4 computers and a good background.
And please comment on YouTube which one of us is the biggest asshole so we can make fun of him later.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we'll get that.
First person to comment gets a free T-shirt. Send it to you. Bye.
That's perfect.
Done.